Okay, I'm going to check to see. It looks like I've got some sound here, and I'm going to want to make a couple of comments before I do anything. And let me just, I'm going to go ahead and get us out of just that plain Jane looking thing, and we'll go over here to the OBU. We'll go to the Canvas website. So let me go over here to OBU and pull us in. Make sure I'm recording. Yep, I am. And we'll go over to Canvas and then be in the login. I should have logged us in. Should have logged in earlier. My apologies. Going to kind of freewheel it today because we've turned in all of the cases, but this supplemental lab exercise is just really more for just some general learning on your part, and to show you some real world examples out there. About databases. And just as I'm in here, just to kind of give you a quick reminder of what we've got going on. And I want to come down over here to the syllabus section and just give you a quick rundown. Remember, coming up this Monday the 17th, these are the group software projects, and this is a plenary session. In other words, all hands on deck. And you have the group project, group software project. You have a Manili exam, and then Thursday the 20th, you have that that one database, and that's that movie database which we concluded. And then on the 24th of July, the business movies exercise. And I provided you a very, very good set of instructions on what to do for the business movie exercise, and I'll be looking through. And the next week we're also going to be talking about, I'm going to run through these group software projects and see how everybody did. I'll also be talking about some of the case follow-up. So there won't be as much lecture as usual. No, it's a plenary session. It'll be more like a conference, but I do want everybody there. Today, what I wanted to do is just to, first of all, to remind you of that, and then just to take us on a little bit of an excursion in a couple of places where I think we can really see some uses of databases, just and see them in action. I think it's good that you've had the opportunity to work with the files. And while I'm here, I wanted to pop over because there are, I think, a couple of files that we had not worked with that, the Bailey bird, that's the Bailey bird is, you'll see these two files, Bailey bird notes and the Bailey bird done. These are essentially a couple of cases there in the workbook. The green workbook, this is the book by Miller. I want to take this opportunity and make sure that you understand that it provides you a whole set of tutorials, okay? Starting over on page 291, they give you a database tutorial, and they walk you through almost everything you could possibly want to know about working with the database and working with particularly with Access. So there's a whole tutorial there for you. Now, rather than walk you through all that, I did it all and put it together, and we took it apart so you could reverse engineer it, and to save you the time, was just inputting all the data. There's a web page tutorial. I don't frankly know if it's worth your time, and I really wouldn't give it a whole lot of time. And I'm back here in the back of the big green book, the Miller book. Then you hear I'm walking through the web page tutorial pages. There's a spreadsheet skills glossary, okay, that explains to you what all these terms are, what is an advanced filter, etc. That's an excellent glossary, and I don't want you to miss it. They walk you through using a lot of the different functions working with data tables, external cell references, gives you some stuff on using conditional formatting. It's a fantastic, and this again is in the Miller book, and I don't want you to miss that. Then they give you a database glossary in the back in the back of the Miller textbook. So this work, and then they have a little web page glossary. The Miller textbook is well worth keeping if you work with Excel or you think you'll work with data with Access. It's worth keeping because it has so many of these cases. And there are some cases in here that we didn't do, like I mentioned the Bailey bird. We didn't do any work with that. Bailey bird was a spreadsheet case. You want to take a look, and I've got the solution for it, okay? We may take a look at it just to see real quickly what it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to download it. I don't want to dwell on it too much because you can see for yourself. And Bailey bird is case 12. It's case 12 over in the Miller textbook. Take a look at it here. And I'm going to go ahead and enable the editing. Okay. Now, let me walk you through what this is, because there is a lot going on here, and I really think it'd be worth your time. Well, we're going to take a look at it. It walks you through a series using scenario analysis. Okay. And there's a scenario summary 3, and we'll talk about this some scenario 5. Here's an income analysis, a scenario summary. Here's an ISQ, and in this case, they've got some spreadsheeting, okay, and they do a little bit of charting. But in this case, they use the scenario manager, and we've worked with it a little bit before. Now, someone mentioned to me the other day that they did not have a solver on their Excel, and let me go through that one more time here real quickly to show you. If you want to use, let me click on the data, and you'll see over here on the far right-hand side of my computer, of my toolbar, I've got solver and I've got data analysis. Okay, if I want to add in the solver package, okay, the optimization package, or I want to add in the data analysis package, I'm going to do this. I'm going to click File, then Options, okay. Then I'm going to click on Add-ins. You'll see that my active applications add-ins, the Analysis Tool Pack, Pivot, Power Pivot for Excel, and then the Solver add-in, and then there's all this stuff here, okay, that I'm not using. So, and if I want to add the Analysis Tool Pack, I just click that, I click OK, and then I click Go, and it adds it. And I don't use it, but if I want to do their custom XML data, I don't use the VBA. I don't get a whole lot of use out of it, and other people will swear by it, love it, do it. That's fine. But if you want to add in the solvers, that's simply the process. This is a nice, case study. They show you a test your design, and I'm going to go up here for a moment, and we'll look at this. And I'm going to click on Solver, and go back into an income analysis, and they evidently, they use the scenario manager, or should have here. Yeah, you are. The scenario manager, notice they start out with an original, okay, base data, all right, and then they have a new scenario 1, new scenario 2, then a scenario, here's from page 1, scenario 1 from page 76, scenario 2 from 76 to 77, IS, and these are, and you can show these scenarios, but they save them. Now I'm going to click on the new scenario, and we'll just click on edit, okay, and it's by changing cells, okay, and we'll click OK on here. And here are the scenario values that they changed. For example, B4 was changed to 150, okay, and B5 was changed to 950, and B12 was changed to 180, okay, and I'll click OK there, and I'll go back, and we can show, and you click show, and that will exercise that scenario. So you want to take a look at that because it's a nice use of scenario manager. I also think it really is it's well designed, and it uses this income analysis that really acts like a dashboard for all intents and purposes. And so I think it's well worth your time to take a look at it. Now I'm going to close that off because that's the Bailey Bird solution, and I'm going to save it, and this will take us back in. Now there's a Bailey Bird notes. There's a zip file I have with a whole bunch of notes on what's done with it. So I think it's very nice. I also want to make sure that you take a look at this BI overview, this PowerPoint. You'll probably want to analyze it, but this is put together, I think, is by a student, is quite good, explaining what is business intelligence, how do we use it, what are some of the major trends, and I really like this. I think it's well worth your time to take a look at it. Now, as I said also, I was going to point some other things out to you. I would say this also, if you want to take a look at the Miller book, and you say, well, we didn't do all the cases and all the work. I know that. We just didn't have the time. I'm going to tell you those that I think are certainly worth some more of your time. I think the case number 6, Terrell and Terrell Property Management is an excellent case to look at. I think the men's collectibles is, as far as spreadsheet cases. I think case 16's Susan's Special Sauces is a good one that you'd also want to take a look at. And I think the Franklin University, the Student Scholarship Management case is a very good one. So I really encourage you to make sure that you use the Miller textbook. That's the big green one that have all the cases to its fullest extent. Frankly, I think it's worth keeping because of the tutorials. If you look in the chapter table of contents, you're going to see the very back. You'll see tutorials, okay, and glossaries. So I think it's very well worth your time. Now, again, as I said and we'll go back over here to the syllabus. Okay. Again, this coming Monday is the group software project. And I'm also going to be going through and looking at case follow-ups and those that I think where people have done some really good work. I'm going to point those out. So I'm not going to embarrass anybody. Don't worry about that. But I want to emphasize, I want to show you those that I thought had looked very good. And then on the 20th, which is a week from tomorrow, you have that final case due. And that's from the movies database that we've been playing with. Then finally on the 26th, you have the 24th, you have the business movies exercise. That's due by 6 p.m. Okay, and I'm going to go back in here and go back for a moment to the modules. And I'm going to do a quick search. And let me do this. Let me go to the settings and put this into student view so you can see. Okay, and I'm going to do a quick search. Business. Movies. And there are the instructions. I'll open that up for just a second. If you haven't been looking at them, I've got them in a document here. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory about what I'm wanting you to go after and to find. Okay, so I think that's a fairly good. I think that tells you everything you need to know about what we're after. Let's go back home for a moment, and I also want to let everybody know this. I've had a few people report to me that they've almost had to go at it alone, if not go at it alone on group projects. Please remember, I have points here on the plenary that if I see, based upon what's going on in discussion boards, and I hear from someone that somebody's not been helping out, your score will be lowered. You may even get a 0 if you haven't done anything. I take these team projects seriously. I don't like it when somebody gets stuck with all this work to do, and it's a group exercise, and it's designed to do that. And probably the people who ought to be hearing this or won't ever look at this screencast, which is very unfortunate. But when you get dinged on the points, don't complain to me, because I've been walking and looking through these discussion boards, and I know team projects are an issue, but providing a discussion board, a place to collaborate, a fairly simple, pretty simple exercise. There's nothing here that was earth-shattering, and I've had a few people say no one's helping me. I've got 3 team members or two other team members, and I can't reach them. They're not doing anything. So, I hope you get religion, but if your team leader has already submitted something and you didn't participate, and I've heard about it, you're going to lose some points. I mean, the whole idea is to do a group project, a team project, and I just don't get too sympathetic when I see somebody who just really has been a slacker. Okay, I don't mean to bark at you like that, but hey, that's something I run into. Well, given that that's the case, we're going to go take a look at a couple of databases today. Now, I'm going to start with one of my favorite places, and that's I'm going to go over to Turner Classic Movies, since we're kind of in that movie theme, and I'll click over here. And of course, I did a search, and they take us right to the Turner Classic Movies website. You can see this is the 50 Years of Hitchcock. I'm taking the course on that, and we talked about forms, okay, on Monday, and here you are again. This is a form, okay, with a series of places you can click on. You can click if you want to watch live, okay, and then you just log in through your content provider. Here they provide you links on synopses of the movies. They've got free apps. Here they're selling books. Here's a lineup of what they're showing on Thursdays. Here's some type of a theme. You'll notice that they have and follow some of these themes with an actor or a genre of movies. And what they've done is, okay, what is it that people are interested in? Well, they're interested in seeing these classic movies, but they're interested in seeing a certain star or a certain type of movie. And that's why they just constantly are doing this. And this is really a recommendation engine. Now, if you go over to Turner, you're going to find they have they have just everything here, a database. You know, and I'm gonna click on the database home for just a minute so you can see that. Okay. And you can see here, you can see it's almost like a recommendation engine, okay? But they have done a good job here of not only doing that, okay, but of also using what we call a curated approach, and that's a recommendation engine where they curate or they recommend things to you, and you can see the top, 10 movies that were searched, and the top 10 people who were searched, and then some recent contributors, people who've posted in the discussion boards or have written. And here's a database stat. Okay, if you want to expand to view all of it, okay, and you can see their titles by decade. You can see they have a tremendous number of movies. I mean, we're talking tens of thousands of movies, and then you can also see the performers. They've got a number of home videos and the most requested films that are not on DB. I mean, they have done an incredible job. One of the things that also done has been to try to start to link out and add more physicality to their presence. And one of them are their tours, and the other are these. They'll host or they'll show a movie in an IMAX theater. Here's one from Fast the Times at Ridgemont Heights, and they also run tours. They have really cultivated a community of users, okay? And so you'll see they have the tours. This is an auction. Here's their wine club. They've got message boards, classic film festival. They have one of those here's Backlot, which is exclusive VIP. You shell out some money so you can have it back. And here's we'll go to the database home. Okay, we were there just a while ago, and then we'll look at the photo archives, which is just incredible. They've got this incredible archive of JPEGs and that you can look at, stuff that's been submitted by people, some of the stuff they have that they own, all kinds of products. So they do I think a really superb job of having a business model that's driven really. Their business model is a database, okay, and that is and that is people searching and seeing movies that they're looking for old content. But to those people who enjoy these are not old movies. These are so-called classic movies. So I thought I'd bring you up here and take a look. Now, you see those, they also have a magazine if you want to get it, okay? And they talk about getting a new version of it. They have a TCM shop selling all kinds of collectibles. So it's just incredible. One of my favorites is and I'll show you here, is I guess one I love is I'm a binge watcher. And so like a lot of people, I want to watch movies that are on demand, and they have sets of movies this month, and they also will have a detail, and they have film clips, etc. So if you're interested in these things, you can see them. Just some really, I think they've done just an incredibly good job of curating, of building a curated, kind of a hybrid database that's curated by people who are experts or big fanatics. At the same time, it's a recommendation engine because they listen a whole lot to the customer. And so what they offer and they sell here and they have is will be driven a lot by their community. And if you go back over to TCM to the main page, as I've mentioned, they have a whole community. And of course, you can watch the movie if you want to. That's what they're all about. And they have a schedule, obviously, so you can see if you want to see what's on today, what's showing. You can even watch live So you're not going to miss your favorite movie if you don't want if you don't want to. Now, another site that you could be looking at would be the Internet Movie Database. We'll go over there and take a look at what they've done. There they are. I'm certain that many of you have been over there. If you haven't been there already, the IMDb, they have all kinds of products, as you can see, and they also push current and classic movies. And they IMDb does a good job of catering to people of all ages and all genres of movie. They haven't gotten into the content business yet, but they may never, but all kinds of information like charts and trends. These are, again, this is a form, and when I just click on what's in theaters, it will take me out, and I'm running queries all day long. That's what we're doing here. Here are some one movie after the other they're trying to tell you about and to sell. So I think it's again, you're looking at a form and then you execute a query, just like that little form that we opened up, okay? And then would take a look at the inventory or whatever. It's the same concept right here, and this is IMDb uses a database model that uses the combination of a recommendation engine, okay, and user responses to drive what they show and what's out there. And again, this is made possible with the use of databases. Also want to take you out to a couple of other places that I think will be somewhat of a surprise to you, but maybe not. Here's another one of my favorites, and it's ESPN. Now, ESPN has an incredible website, and they really have done a fantastic job of providing a way for you to follow a sport, to follow a team. They've got videos, they've got statistics, they've got data. It's just unreal. All of the things they've got here for a sports fan. You can look at scores, you can look at past history. I'm going to click on Major League Baseball, and this will tell me, scores, standings, the schedule, the statistics. Here's the stats that just blow my mind. Okay, you got all these statistics, all these players. Okay, again, this is not possible without a database, and so you can understand why databases are near and dear to my heart, because they help me find stuff that I want to see, and I want to look. They give you things like, here's something, a historic video clip of Stan Musial, a walk-off home run that gave the National League a 6-5 victory over the American League in the All-Star game. Predicting the NFL's future. Here's another. Here's interview. Here's video from Wimbledon. And what they understand here is that people who are fans want information about their team and information about leagues and standings and on and on. And their website is really a tremendous tool. And one of the other things is you can stream, and they have the Gamecast. Some of you probably used it before. They've even gotten into the fantasy leagues now. It's just an incredible website, and a company that in my mind is one of the great technology companies out there. I don't think people associate ESPN with technology, but I teach an ESPN course in J-Term, and ESPN got started by a guy who decided to do a sports network, and he thought he'd do a regional sport. He'd cover sports, I think, in New England. And so he went to the satellite operators and said, you know, I want to start get a cable channel. Again, this is back in the early 80s, and I'd like to broadcast games. And one of the satellite operators got back to him and said, why don't you just look at anything ever in the country? It costs you just about the same to televise the events from across the country or around the world as it does in New England. And that was when the lights went on and ESPN began to collect content, and they began to get contracts to do. But for a long time, you know, I remember they would show just any sport so they could fill the airtime. And over time now, they've become the big dog on the block. They really do try to cultivate that. Now I'm going to go over to another site, and that's Fox Sports, just to show you kind of by a comparison, because there are a lot of people who are Fox Sports fans. There's the Fox Broadcasting Company. I don't know, finds Fox Sports. And here's Fox Sports Home. Now, Fox Sports Home is doing, and you say, well, it looks a whole lot like ESPN, and that it does, except Fox Sports has regional carriers like Fox Sports South, Fox Sports Midwest, which we watch here, which we get here in Oklahoma, and they carry particular teams. And what they really do is really try to work more at the grassroots level with fans. Of course, you know that Fox has their NFL. They have their big products they sell, like NCAA football. But Fox really does try to work with local sports. Fox Sports Midwest, for example, here we get to see games from the in baseball, Kansas City Royals. I think we get Astros sometimes. I know we do get the Rangers, we do get the Royals, we do get the Cardinals. That's 3 teams. And so they've got somebody on all the time, and that's all within that particular region. So they've taken a little bit of a different approach. They use the same technologies. Again, this is a database with forms, and you just simply click on it and open up a file, and away you go. And that's why, again, why databases are such an exciting thing to me, because you know, it's a way to help people find stuff that they want to see or stuff that they want to do. The exciting part is that, as I've mentioned before, is that with the advent of ubiquitous computing, with location analysis, we are coming upon that time. We are at that time where we can see things, we can see transactions happening real time, and we can see how the company's performing real time, and we can put that into some kind of perspective using business intelligence tools. And that's why I've got a couple of links in there, and that's why I wanted to show you that one spreadsheet we did today, which has a very, very nice tool in terms of using as a dashboard. And a dashboard is really nothing that just focuses you in on your important stuff. If you really want to see one for an investor, go to Yahoo Finance, and you can see it's a dashboard. It's also a database. You just run the queries, execute them, and it gives you the data. Well, I didn't want to keep you too much, because I know you're working on your projects and getting those things done as we come to the end of the course. I'm going to be looking forward to seeing how everybody's done on their group software projects, and I'm also going to be excited to share with you what I think are some really excellent case follow-ups that some of you have done in our plenary session, which is coming up on next Monday. Well, I'm going to stop the share for now, and then I'll stop the recording, and that'll be it.